Hey, welcome to the series on 50 commonly asked questions in an interview. This is the second video in this series. If you have not watched the first video, which is the introductory video of the series, go ahead and watch that. It will be available in the playlist. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then go ahead and do that right now. Because in my channel, you'll get lots of tips and techniques on how to grab your dream job, how to answer to some commonly asked interview questions, and lots of other stuff related to training, HR, and self development. In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the most important and most frequently asked question in an interview, and that is, tell me about yourself. If you have given an interview, then I'm sure you must have come across this question because this is the most commonly asked question and most of the interviews start with this question. So to understand how to prepare for this question, let us consider a situation. The situation is that, let's say you are an interviewer and you are interviewing two fresh MBA graduates for a sales and marketing position. So let's say person A or the candidate A comes. Now this is completely imaginary situation. So any word or any location or anything that I mention here is completely not related to anyone. Now when this candidate is asked about tell me about yourself, now suppose this person starts answering like this. My name is so and so and I belong to Orissa. My parents are still there in Orissa and my father is a retired professor. My mother is a housewife. I have four siblings and we all stay here and we are all looking for a job right now. And I wish if I get this job, then I'll call my parents here and all of us would stay together. And I did my MBA and I scored this much percentage, blah, blah, blah. So that was candidate number one. Now, let us consider candidate number two. So now, candidate number two is asked the same question. So let's say the answer of candidate number two is something like this. My name is so and so. I did my MBA from so and so college and I did a project which was on AI, impact of AI on sales and marketing. And I really loved this project. It gave me a lot of understanding about how AI works. And in fact, I also got a lot of knowledge about sales and marketing domain. And in this project, I also learned blah, blah, blah. So the candidate talks about what all he learned, a lot many things he or she shares about that project. Then he or she also shares about the interests. Let's say he or she says, I have a lot of interest in exploring new things. I love to go to new places and I love to meet new people. In this way, I learn a lot. When I meet new people, I learn this, blah, blah, blah. All right. So those were two candidates and the same situation. So let us now come to the learnings from the interview of these two people. So what did you notice in these two examples? The major difference that was there, which was visible, that the candidate number two has already taken the discussion much ahead. Candidate number one is still talking about something which is not relevant to the job, whereas candidate number two has taken to the topics that are directly related to the job. During the initial period of my career, even I used to answer like candidate number one, but that's okay. You learn with time. So, what have been your experiences? Comment below. So, tell me about yourself question. Your answers to this question can help you take the lead in the interview. The way you answer, you can take the interview to the desired direction that you want. So let us understand some do's and don'ts from this situation. So let's see, first of all, the don'ts. The don'ts are that don't talk about your family background, where do you belong, why do you need this job, what are your parents doing, what are your siblings doing. Those things are not needed. Those are not relevant to the job. If asked, you can answer to those later. But don't start with this because most of the interviews start with this question. Tell me about yourself. And your answer should be totally focused towards the job. Second don't that you must take care of is that don't talk about your hobbies that do not relate to the job. Talk about your hobbies or interests that relate to your job. So the do's to summarize here for you are, when you face this question, start your answer with your experiences. straightway jump to your experiences, your projects that you are very much confident on, and the experiences that you are proud of, because that is what will help you take the lead in the interview. So you can start with the latest job or you can start with the first job. It depends upon the situation. It depends upon the job description that you are being interviewed for. So many people say that you should start with the latest job. Many people say that you should start with the first job, but it all depends upon your experience. Which part of your job matches to the requirement? So, based on that, if your first job or the initial jobs, the experience of those jobs are more relevant to the job that you are applying, then go ahead and start with that. But if your latest job experiences are more relevant to the job that you are applying for, then go ahead and start with the latest job. That there's no hard and fast rule that you should start with this or that. It all depends upon your experiences and the requirement. Another important point that you should take care of, that when you share your interest and hobbies, share about those interests which relate to the job. Like in the example of candidate 2, the person shared about the interest of exploring new things, meeting new people, which was directly related to the sales and marketing profile. So don't talk about your hobbies or interests which do not match to the job requirement. So considering all these do's and don'ts and the learnings from these two examples, let us understand the flow of your answer. So the flow should be that first, of course, you will share your name, your qualification. Don't share your marks, percentage, those things can be found in your CV. But you share your name, your qualification, your certifications, if you have done any, share those. So that is the first thing. Second, straightway then jump to your experiences or projects which are relevant to the job. Third thing that you need to do is that while you're talking about your experiences, talk about the most important tasks that you handled. Talk about the projects that you are proud of, and emphasize upon the fact that your role was very important in that project, and share whatever you did in that project. Fourth thing is that incorporate numbers wherever possible, like reduction in hiring cost by so and so percentage, or increase in sales revenue by so and so percentage. So wherever applicable, wherever possible, share numbers. And lastly, towards the end of your own introduction, you will be sharing about your interests which directly relate to the job that you are applying for. So that is how the flow of your answer should be. But you need to prepare to have the right content in this flow. So I will end this video with an assignment for you. You need to do three things. Number one, make a list of your projects or your experiences that you had in your various jobs or the projects that you handled in your career. Make a detailed list of that. This will help you build your answer for this question. Assignment number two, make a list of your interests and hobbies. That will help build your credibility for the job that you will be applying for. And assignment number three, make a list of your strengths. That will help you build your strong positioning for any job that you will apply. All of these should be related to your domain. So that's all about this question. If you want a checklist of the points that I mentioned in this video, go ahead and download that from the link mentioned below. If you want to build your career in training and development domain, then you are welcome to join my club, PMT Club, which is a club for new trainers and HR professionals who want to build their career in training and development domain. Remember, very important, that your answers to these questions will lead to further questions. So be very thorough, be well prepared, and only talk about those things that you are very confident about. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.